Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I'm very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. And welcome to Friday's edition of the dceu Daily. Yes, it's official. Paul Dano, or however you say his name, has been cast as the Riddler in Matt Reeves' The Batman. As I said to you yesterday, and I'm sorry this video is coming late to you, because obviously my mum died this week. I've got family here. Next week we'll be doing it in the morning, European time, so it will be uploaded to you at a more reasonable time. So please forgive me. I'm sure you can forgive me after what I've been through this week. But anyway, doing these videos for you people is amazing. But not only has Paul Dano been cast as the Riddler. Now, this is interesting actually, because Robert Pattinson has said he wants to look at the grayer area of the character of Batman and that he's not a hero. Now, some people will see this as very controversial comments, and maybe they want it to be controversial, so the film's talked about and YouTube videos are made. But I don't think it's that controversial, because really, Batman was the first vigilante. If you think about it, he's a vigilante. I like the way what Snyder and Terrio and Goya did with Batman in BVS, because it shows you there he's heroic to an element, but he is a vigilante. And what a vigilante is, he's not trying to inspire, he's trying to cure a problem that he or she can never cure. So Batman is a fascinating character, and I agree with Robert Pattinson here. He is not what you call the archetypal hero. He's more of a vigilante, so they want to explore that kind of grey area, which basically Zack Snyder, Terrio and Goya have already done. But it'd be interesting what they do with this. We know this is a multi-villain story in the sense of the Rogues Gallery as well. So we've got the Riddler, we're going to definitely get the Penguin, and some lesser Z-graded villains as well, whether the Joker's going to be involved or not. But this film is beginning to take shape, and that is really exciting. Isn't it exciting? Come on, get excited. Forget the criticism. We've had Catwoman cast. We've now had the Riddler cast. We've had Batman cast. Matt Reeves is a critically acclaimed director, and we're very lucky to have him. And as I said, I don't know much about Paul Dano, but I did Google him. He's got an Actors Guild Award. He can sing. He can dance, and I think being theatrical is very important with the Riddler, because that's the type of Riddler I've been used to, whether it's the original 1960s TV show version or the Jim Carrey version, which was also very camp. I think there will be elements of camp within this performance, but I also think there will be some darkness, there will be some grit, there will be some relatability as well, which is really exciting. So although I have never seen anything Paul's done, as I say, I did research him, and I'm very impressed by his casting, because his CV, his credits are absolutely sensational. Many independent films, and they're the type of actors that we want. It's a bit like Joaquin Phoenix, a very famous actor, because really his first big break was in Gladiator, right? But since Gladiator, he's done mostly indie films. He hasn't cared about the box office comeback or anything. He's doing it for the art. And what he did with Joker, with Todd Phillips, was absolutely sensational too. So I think the Batman's development and pre-production is going as well as can be expected. And it's also a very exciting time, as I keep on saying. Also, Black Adam has started its pre-production, which is very exciting and interesting, because I don't think they've started Shazam yet. So it looks like we may see Black Adam before we see Shazam. Now, I think this is a smart move. We've seen the first chapter of Shazam. The next chapter is Black Adam, and then we can have Shazam 2, which is very interesting to me as well. So it's all coming together. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you, but I was having a cigarette, as I do on my porch, my balcony or veranda, whatever you want to call it, and I was thinking about how SJWs and these extreme left pundits and bloggers were calling out the Joker movie for trying to make a white male who kills people sympathetic. Guess who greenlit that movie? An American Asian. Walter Hamada, yeah? And this is what's so funny about SJWs and extreme leftists. Their arguments fall down because they don't make any sense. Their logic is flawed. Yes, an American Asian green-lit the Joker. So obviously he's fine with a white male who kills people being treated in an empathetic, sympathetic kind of agenda, I suppose, if you like, or narrative. But the reason for that is quite simple, because this is a character who's suffering from mental health, right? Mental health illness, right? Mental illness. That's why we're looking at him sympathetic. He could have been helped by the system, like many people. And it doesn't matter their gender, the colour of their skin, their backgrounds. This is why we sympathise with Arthur Fleck. We don't sympathise with him going around killing people. No. In a lot of ways, his free will is gone once he can't get his medication. That's the point. But if you're thick and you're stupid and you look at things in black and white form and you just like to put people in boxes and demos in boxes, you're never going to get it. You're never going to understand it. Don't waste your time watching intellectual DC films. Go and watch the MCU. It was actually really funny when all this DC news was being announced last night about Black Adam and pre-production. What Robert Pattinson said about exploring the greyer area of Batman, and Paul Dano, is that his name, Paul Dano? I've forgotten already, cast as the Riddler. Now time for some MCU news, they said. Now, I didn't bother staying on Twitter to look it up. And this is the kind of thing. DC's become a more exciting property than the MCU. It's like Endgame was that moment where you kind of split up with the hottest girl in the world, and life's really dull afterwards. And that's what the MCU is now. Because basically, no Captain America, no Iron Man in the MCU kind of is like splitting up with the hottest woman in the world. I tell you what, a hottie's moved into my sister's house. She is amazing. But we're not here to talk about beautiful women. Oh, why am I distracting you? So, yes, that basically you are up to date with DC movie news right now. What do you think? And are we at the pinnacle of the Snyder Cut? There's a lot of signals out there, if you know where to look, that the announcements are coming. Now, when this is announced, it's quite interesting to me. Obviously, we've got Snyder's zombie movie, right, coming out in the winter of 2020 on Netflix. So there is a window after he finishes making this zombie movie, right, for him to start concentrating on the marketing of the Snyder Cut. So basically, watch out for when on Vero, when he says he's rapping on Army of the Dead. That's what it's called. That's coming to Netflix in winter 2020. So I think after he's finished with that, he may have more time to talk about the Snyder Cut. Let me know what you think, though. Do you believe the Snyder Cut is coming? Am I getting too excited? Am I giving you guys and myself false hope? Who knows? But let's embrace that false hope. Come on. The Snyder Cut is coming. I can feel it.